will either be positive infinity or negative infinity, depending on whether a is positive or negative. And that will affect whether at infinity the graph should be up or the graph should be down. So we're going to draw, in this case, a U shape because it is having a positive coefficient and it passes through these 2 points. So I'm sure it's going to go somewhere like this, and that it goes. Well, because I'm trying to plot a sketch, because I'm trying to sketch the graph, I'm not asked to really look at all my points properly, but at least I should be able to tell them what point this is. And this is the point where x equals to 0. That's the y-axis. So at x equals to 0, what is y? What's the y value? Y equals to x squared minus 3x minus 4. So when x is 0, y will be 0 squared minus 3 into 0 minus 4, which is minus 4. So this is the minus 4 point. So I've labeled 3 important parts of my graph. I've labeled the roots and I've labeled the y-intercept. Okay. Now that is a quadratic equation and how to solve it. But there are other methods of solving quadratic equation. What we did previously, or just now, is called the factorization method. But there is another method called the quadratic formula. And the quadratic formula tells us that if you are too lazy to factorize, or if factorization gives you a headache, or if the equation is probably not the type you can easily think about what to multiply to get AC and to add to get A, to get plus B, you can just use the equation that says x is minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. That's the quadratic formula. So it stems from the fact that every quadratic equation will look like this: ax squared plus bx plus c. Because it will look like this, it's going to be possible to tell what your a is, your b is, and your c is. Slot them into this bogus equation, and you're going to get values for x. For example, find the roots of y equals to 2x squared minus x plus 1. Comparing that to x squared minus x plus 1, comparing that to ax squared, or rather let me write that in a different color, comparing that to ax squared plus bx plus c, we can see that your a is 2, your plus b is the coefficient of x, minus 1, and your plus c is whatever the constant is, plus 1 in this case. If you had minus 2x squared, your a will be minus 2. If you had minus 1, your c will be minus 1. And if you had plus x, your b will be 1. So this is the case in this problem. Using the formula, therefore, x is minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Minus b. Our b is minus 1. So minus b is, minus 1 is plus 1. Plus or minus square root of b squared, which is minus 1 squared, minus 4 times a is 2, times c is 1, all divided by 2 times a, which is 2 times 2. And that gives us 1 plus or minus square root of 1 squared, minus 1 squared is 1, minus 8, 1 minus 8 is minus 7, all divided by 4. So x is plus 1 plus or minus square root of minus 7 over 4.